best sound in the world. That's right, we're taking this pawn shop Remington 870 and starting our multi-part series where we turn it into something way cooler than this. Hey guys, this is Dave with the Learning Firearms channel, and today we're starting a little bit of an adventure. Trevor, actually the camera guy, he's the guy behind the scenes that you don't see that often, bought this shotgun from a local pawn shop. Now, it's not a horrible shotgun, and he got it for a really good price. I think out the door we were just over, what,
155.
150, so we'll just call it 150 bucks, 155, and our goal is to take this shotgun and turn it into something much more akin to maybe a patrol type shotgun, home defense shotgun, tactical shotgun, and our goal is to do it for less than $500. So we have the shotgun to start, 150 bucks going into it, and I took off the 5 because I'm not very good at math, but fine. $155, we'll keep track. But this is a standard 870 Express. It's 2 3/4 only, which is just fine for all the tactical home defense type stuff you would need. Every law enforcement duty ammo was only 2 3/4 anyway, so not a bad deal there. You can definitely tell there is some wear. It's been used. It's probably a duck gun that has probably been thrown around a boat for however many years. The wood is in fair condition, and if we can zoom in on the action, we can even see we have just a little bit of surface rust right here. There is some obvious wear. So what we're planning on doing with this is we're going to tear it all down, and we're going to basically, of course, replace the furniture. We're probably leaning towards some of the Magpul furniture right now. We're going to either cut or replace the barrel. We're not exactly sure yet, but this is a 26-inch barrel, vent rib, and it just isn't practical for our needs. So we might cut it just to save money, to truly be a budget gun, or if we can find a good deal on a barrel, we might look at like an 18.5-inch barrel. But we are going to install some sights. We'll probably put a set of ghost ring sights on here. We're going to refinish the metal parts, so that'll be a segment there. And then, of course, the furniture, and then we'll take it to the range and see how it all works. But not a bad gun. Now, some of the questions that people might ask if they're thinking about doing a project on their own like this, what should I look for in a shotgun? And what we looked for in this shotgun was that the barrel was pretty straight. We didn't see any obvious bends. We didn't see any, signs of abuse, hammer marks, dings, dents, holes, whatever. You're going to want to take some time and actually feel the barrel from one end all the way to the other. And if you feel like all of a sudden you feel a bulge or something like that, be cautious of that. And if the pawn shop or store will let you, see if you can take it apart. These guns aren't hard to take apart. But you're going to want to feel the barrel, make sure everything feels good. This one did. It felt true and straight, so we didn't have any concerns there. As far as the action goes, this one is, has a little bit of play to it, but it's an old used 870. It's going to. As far as your function checks, I'll get into those in just a moment. We'll kind of stick to the exterior. The surface rust, we're going to blast that, refinish it, not a big deal. And we'll kind of do that in a simple way too. We're not looking at doing expensive, Cerakoting, although that's certainly a great option. But in the interest of this for budget, we're probably going to do a do-it-yourself or at-home solution. So we'll blast it because that's easy enough for people to source, and then we'll probably use an aerosol can product of some type to refinish this. So moving on. This is an older, this is a pre-plastic. A lot of the newer trigger guards now are going to be polymer or plastic, so this is not one. But you can see this kind of cut right here, this rectangular notch. That's called the flex tab. And if you can find a shotgun with the flex tab, that makes your life a lot easier in case you have to clear a stoppage where a shell gets stuck. That actually allows that to flex a little bit as you clear that stoppage. So really a good find there if you can find that. It's not the end of the world. You can replace the lifter as well. But otherwise, you're just going to look all over. Now, as far as the furniture goes, the stock and the forend, if that's cracked or beat up or whatever, it doesn't matter. In this case, I was actually looking for one that had like maybe a cracked, stock or something so we can get a little better price on it. But I don't think we did bad. Sometimes you can get these for even close to $100 if you have a desperate duck hunter that just needs money. Now, as far as your function checks go, some of the things that you're going to want to check when you're in the gun. Obviously, of course, we want to make sure it's unloaded and clear, so we're going to do our standard check. Look, look, look. We're checking the chamber, the loading area, and the magazine. We're going to look away and do it again. Look, look, look. And you can even visually and physically inspect a shotgun because it's so easy. So our function checks. First thing is, we're going to have the safety on and we're going to try to press the trigger. Trigger obviously does not press. If we do put the safety into the fire position, now we'll hear the hammer fall. So the safety is working as it should. After we press the trigger, we should be able to rack the action, which we can. Now, with the action back into battery, if we pull back on the fore end, it does not, because it's actually in the locked up position. There's a little tab on the bolt that actually locks into the receiver, and we'll cover that when we do the takedown. But you want to make sure that you can't rack the action without either pulling the trigger or pressing the release, which is this little button right there. Right there is the release. So when we press that, now we can rack the action. So again, we want to make sure that is working properly. So if we press this, it allows us to rack the action, or if we drop the hammer, it allows us to rack the action. When you're racking the action, feel for any grit or binding or grinding or anything like that. This one was really smooth, and most of these older 870s are going to be pretty smooth. We're going to want to open the action up. This is going to be tough to see on camera, but this spring right here, this shiny thing, it almost looks like a leaf spring. You're actually going to want to get your finger in there and press on that. And do you feel it going up and down? And I know my finger is blocking it, but that's the piece I'm talking about right there. That is the ejector. It's common on these 870s to break an ejector. You can actually see right there, there's a little rivet, and that's what's holding that in place. It's common for them to break. That's okay. It's not a hard repair. But when you're pressing on that ejector, you're going to want to feel, do I feel any metal on metal? Do I feel like something might be broken and something's just being held in, or does something feel off? So make sure you check that, of course. And this one felt really good. So we had no concerns there. That's some of the basic stuff that you guys can check. Obviously, if they'll let you take it apart, great. You can pull the pins, you can take off the fore end and the barrel. Some secondhand stores, pawn shops won't let you do that. So this is a really quick and easy way that you can start to check some of the basic stuff without taking the gun apart. But this is going to be a cool project. So we encourage you to stick around. We'll have different parts in the future, but we're excited, and Trevor's excited too. This was a project that he wanted to do, and he's funding, so hopefully we don't screw it up. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. I'm sure we won't.
No, we'll have a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions or suggestions or stuff that you'd like to see in regards to this project, please leave them in the comments section below. We're looking forward to having you tag along as we refinish this and soup it up and make it a hot rod, cool, tacked neat, awesome shotgun. How's that?
That's awesome.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Whenever you're working with firearms, make sure you're doing so safely. We encourage you to learn more about us. Check us out on Facebook, our webpage. Please like, share, and subscribe. We have tons of cool videos on our channel that we think are of relevance and interest to you as a shooter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.